How's it going, everyone? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to Higurashi When They Cry Chapter 2. The toy tournament, or toy store tournament, is over. Not a toy tournament, toy store tournament. Definitely a huge difference there. That has ended for the time being. Apparently the final round will take place at a different time as, shoot, I've already forgotten names. That's how long it's been since the last recording session. How dare I? Mion. There we go. I'm an idiot. Yeah, she had work, so we had to kind of hold off on completing this lovely event, which I think is fine. That was a lot of craziness, a lot of weird craziness, to be honest, but let us continue on. The wind blew gently as if to cool down those of us flushed with enthusiasm. The road back to Hinamizawa was long, but I didn't really mind.
そうそう。レナさん圧勝でございましたわね。
レナがああなっちゃ悪いけど誰にも勝ち目はないな。
だってすごい可愛いカルタだったんだもの。ほら、買っちゃったんだよ。はう。リカも相変わらずですわ。リカにかかれば男どもなんて赤子の手をひねるようなものですわね。楽勝だったのです。
どこまで計算づくでどこまでが天然なのか。リカちゃんの行く末が実に怖いな。
I feel like Rika is really gonna be the scariest out of all these characters. Whenever we get up to her chapter, I know that it's gonna be a tough time.
さとこちゃんだってすごかったね。最後は大盛り上がりだったよ。褒められるようなゲームではありませんでしたよ。ケイイチも最後はとうとう牙を剥きましたです。
まあな。俺は追い詰められてからが強い男なんだ。
富田さんたちなんだかすっごく応援してましたけど、何ですかしらね。
It's best you don't ask.
富田と岡村に何か約束してましたです。きっと内緒話なのですよ。内緒話。なんだろうね。
男には時に戦いを通じてしか語り合えないものがあるんだよ。
Yeah, I guess I just don't understand. Desperately laughing, I frantically tried to avoid the subject. After that, everybody continued to praise each other for how they defeated their opponents, and reflected on how fun today was.
見てごらんなさいませ。夕日が綺麗でございますわよ。
Sadako, getting even more excited, pointed, waiting where her finger indicated was an immense sunset, casting even longer shadows of us on our bikes. The cries of the Higurashi were gentle and very comforting. Excuse me, I'm dying. Damn, I really am. We were that close to the end of the first section here. Well, that sucks. I guess I could have timed a lot of that better. And we have a new tip. And don't worry, I will read the tips. We'll jump into the first one right now.
ごめん。今日はさ、急におじさんの店のバイトが入っちゃってさ。
なんだじゃあ今日の部活はお流れってわけか。
いや申し訳ない。
Mion put her hands together in apology and grinned.
そんなに部活がやりたかったらおじさん抜きでやってもいいけど、部活ロッカーにゲームがいっぱい入ってるからさ。
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
どれか適当に選んで。
The club locker was the trans-dimensional space from which Mion pulled games whenever we met for club activities. I wondered how so many freaking games could be stored in the locker. It was even smaller than the one with the cleaning supplies in it. Besides those games, it was a cornucopia, yeah, let's go with that, of suspicious objects or costumes for punishment games. If we lined them all up on the floor in order to sort them, they would definitely fill the entire classroom.
やめとく。俺がいじったらロッカーの中身がドサドサって溢れてきそうな気がするよ。
そうだね。素人は手を出さない方が無難かもしれない。
Mion gave a hearty laugh, implying that the only one who could do so was the club president.
ミー、先生が体育倉庫の鍵を探してますですよ。心当たりはありませんですか？
あれ？私職員室に返せなかったっけ？
Mion said, feeling about in her pocket. Judging by her expression, she must have planned on returning it, but it was still in her pocket.
ほら、やっぱりミオンさんですのよ。私、絶対そうだと確信してたでございますわ。僕も大正解なのですよ。聡子と一緒に大正解なのです。
Giggling, Sadako and Rika-chan clapped their hands together in celebration.
やかましい。
Yeah. Slap clap. Mion elbowed Sadako and Rika-chan in their heads, and then headed for the teacher's lounge.
あ、そうだ。二人とも聞いたか？今日はミオン、バイトがあるから部活はお休みだとさ。
あら、そうなんですの？それはつまらないでございますわね。ミー。
The two of them made disappointed faces. Whatever anyone said, Mion's club was always the number one thing I looked forward to when going to school. It wasn't hard to agree with their melancholic expressions after hearing it wouldn't be happening today.
ミオンってバイトをやってるんだよな。あいつ、一体何のバイトをしてるんだ？
Whenever Mion canceled club, it was usually because of her job. However, it also didn't seem like she went there every day. She would go 2 or 3 days in a row and then not at all for a while. It sounded like a pretty damn random part-time job.
別に決まったお店でお勤めをしてるわけではないのです。
It might be like a as-needed type of basis.
決まってないってことは、じゃあ日雇いってことなのか？
Mion wearing socks and a helmet, sweating to death in a factory. I couldn't really imagine such a thing.
ミオンさんはおじさんの店にお休みが出たりすると応援に駆けつける便利屋さんなんだそうですわ。
ああ、なるほどな。そういえばおじさんのとこでバイトなんて話、前にも聞いたことがあるような気がする。
お店を持ってるおじさんがいっぱいいるので、ミーは引っ張りだこなのです。
She has a lot of uncles who own shops. A lot of them?
あら、ケイイチさんはご存知ありませんの？沖宮にはミオンさんの親戚の方がやってるお店って結構いっぱいありますのよ。
へえ、それは知らなかった。そんなにいろいろあるのか？
ええ、パン屋さんとか八百屋さんとかラーメン屋さんとか、他にもまだまだ。あの部活をやったおもちゃ屋さんもそうなんですのよ。
I was dumbfounded. That's amazing.
ミオンの一族って何気に詳細があるんじゃないのか？それだけいろいろあるってのもなんだかすごいよな。
I guess it's more opportunities for success, but also more of a possibility that somebody in the family could go out of business, you know?
他にも金融業とか不動産業とかアパレル産業とかアミューズメント産業とかいろいろやってると言ってますです。
Okay, the loan shark, land shark part, okay, you know, that's alright, I guess, but strip club, okay, and then brothel, like, whoa. Okay, a couple of weird things came up that time, but still, I could tell it was pretty expensive, or extensive,
あ
or
いつ
both.
に物を借りると妙に返却期限にうるさいのは金融業者さんの血が流れてるからか。納得。
ミーに100億長者ゲームを借りたことをコロリと忘れてしまったら、リアルで100億長者ゲームをプレイさせたるどと凄まれましたのです。
Wow. Rika-chan being sold into the entertainment industry to pay off her debts. Ah, crap, my nose... Okay, let's not say that.
リアルに100億長者ゲームをプレイなんてなかなかに愉快そうですわね。
Huh? She doesn't really get it, does she? Recently, she seems so unspoiled. Rika-chan and I gave her a pat on the head.
れられるんですの？聡子はいい子さんですから、なでなでなのです。
That she is. Sadako was lost in confusion, but she seemed to understand she was being made fun of. You know, I was originally under the impression that there was just one uncle that Mion helped out, but I guess if there was any indication that there were multiple, that completely went over my head. Alright, let's try to mosey our way back onto the plot here. Get the rest of the episode rolling.
午後の授業ってさ、
Bro,
どうし
I
てこ
feel
う
it.
眠いんだろうね。
I feel it. I've been feeling it. It's getting harder and harder to record after my classes and work and all that. It's just, I don't know, these afternoons, man. Mion spoke in a voice that went so far as to make whoever heard it lethargic.
眠いことに医学的説明が必要かよ。話してもいいが、もっと眠くなるぞ。
堪忍して。
It was almost 3 o'clock. 6th period was almost over. By the way, Sadako and everyone else in the lower grades ended their school day after 5th period, so they were probably running around in the schoolyard right now. I could hear their joy-filled voices coming from there right now. Oh, what I would give to be able to join them.
ほら、みーちゃんは委員長さんなんだから、もっと頑張らないと。寝ちゃダメだよ。
私さ、クラス委員長じゃなくて水泳部の部長がいいんだよ。いっぱい寝れるから。
ほう？してその心は？
水泳部なだけに睡眠グーなんちゃって。
That was such a bad joke. Damn. The teacher cackled as she hit the back of Mion's head with the corner of a textbook.
お後がよろしいようで。今日はこれくらいにしましょう。委員長、号令。
起立！気をつけ！
Mion, who had been half asleep, became lively again the moment she heard class was over. It must be delightful to be that shrewd. Homeroom was done after the lower grades had finished their lessons, so we were free to go. It was one of the odd rules we had as a mixed grade school. When they knew class was over, Sadako and Rika-chan returned to the classroom.
お疲れ様なのです。さあ、楽しい部活の時間ですのよ。
よっしゃ！そうだね。今日は何をしようかね。
ねえみーちゃん、今日は昨日のイベントの続きにはならないの？そうそう、そうですわ。あれだけ大盛り上がりして尻切れトンボでは納得がいきませんのよ。
まあまあ、気持ちはわかるけど、またの機会にしようよ。放課後の教室なんてしみったれたロケーションじゃなくて、もっと晴れの舞台でさ。
俺はいつでもいいけどな。決勝戦は後輩たちも立ち会わせる約束になってるんだ。あらかじめ日取りを決めてほしいぜ。
わあ、ケイチくんすごい。応援してくれる人がいるんだね。いるんだね。
And later on in the story, there's gonna be people trying to kill us. If events sort of follow what happened in Chapter 1, that is.
レナにも応援してくれる人いないかな。
I couldn't help but watch as Rena entered her pining maiden mode.
手は抜けないけど、レナの優勝、俺が祈ってるぜ。
With a saccharine, Keiichi brand smile, we're just gonna say that I pronounced that right, I ruffled Rena's hair roughly.
ケイチくん、それどういう。
Rena turned bright red and short-circuited, smoke billowing from both her ears. Gazing into her eyes, a strange scene of me holding hands with Rena and skipping through a flower bed was reflected there. Ah, even if it was in somebody else's imagination, it was terribly troubling.
レナ殺しのケイイチなのです。
Haha. When Rika-chan, said that, everyone burst out laughing at once.
でもそのレナはサトコやリカちゃんキラーなわけでしょ。
確かにレナさんには勝てないかもしれませんけど、私たちはケイイチさんには負けませんでしたよ。
へえ、なんだか面白い相関図だな。俺たちの強さってじゃんけんみたいに相性があるわけだ。でもそれミオンが抜けてるな。
当たり前でしょ。私相性なんか関係なく誰にでも負けないし。
Huh. We'll see what happens there in the finals. Mion leered with the gaze befitting of a club president. No, befitting of an empress. The mood in the room became more lively. It was as good a moment as any to get started.
さーて、ぼちぼち始めようかね。
それでみーちゃん、今日は何をやるのかな
Mion let out a small interjection as she rummaged through the so-called club locker. Every time I look, there's always a ton of things crammed in there. Everything that's jammed in that locker is a game of some kind, you know? On top of that, things used for penalty games like cat ears and collars were kept in there. The capacity of that thing is unfathomable. I know this word. I just can't pronounce it. I feel like recording visual novels is just my way of embarrassing myself through speech. That locker, maybe it's actually extended through the wall into the fourth dimension. Well, that's my theory anyways. If not that, then how else could you explain how someone can pull out item after item? After Mio touched her hand to her chin briefly in thought, she turned around without pulling out any games.
今日はさ、ちょっとシンプルに言ってみようかね。
I'm down with that.
大道具を使ったゲームばかりってのも大味で良くないでしょ。
どんなゲームでもみんなでやれば大盛り上がりしますです。そうだね。
Rena and I both expressed our agreement. I feel the same way. With this group, there's no doubt even if we were pulling weeds from the school grounds, it would be fun.
私は楽しくないですわ。草むしりなんか。
あ、やっぱりか。っていうかサトコ、人の表情を見て考えを読むのはやめろ。
That happens way too often in this, and I don't even question it anymore. I kind of just roll with it.
ケイチ君は顔に考えてることがすぐ出るからね。
And there we go.
すぐ分かっちゃうんだよ。
I've always been told that, but ever since I transferred, it seems like it's been especially bad. I need to develop a poker face, or I could be in for a rough time.
みんな傾聴ルールを説明するよ。
We all immediately cut the idle chatter and put on stern expressions. In no time at all, everybody's gaze focused like a tiger or a shark, listening intently. That's right. From the point where the rules are explained, the match has already begun.
今日のゲームは割とパーティーゲームでは知られてるやつなんだけどね。シンパシーって言うんだけど、聞いたことある人いる？
Nope. Sympathy. It means to share someone's feelings, right? Huh. Well, maybe I might know this.
みーちゃん、それひょっとしてお題目を決めてみんなで連想する言葉を書いて、同じ答えを書いた人が多ければ多いほど得点っていうゲームかな。だったらレナ知ってるよ。
Ah, I remember. I recall playing a game like that in grade school while we were on a bus during a field trip.
知らないゲームでしたよ。説明してほしいですわね。
まずね、親がお題目を決めるんだよ。例えばデザートっていうお題目を決めたとする。さとこはデザートって言われたら真っ先に何を思いつくかな？
そうですわね。例えばプリンとか。
オッケー。だったらさとこは手元のメモにプリンって書くわけで、全員で一斉の背で答えを公開し合う。で、プリンって書いた人が2人以上いれば得点。
Ah, okay.
いればいるほど高得点だから、全員が同じ答えだったら最大5点入るわけ。
つまり みんなと同じ答えになるように考えるのがコツなのです。
It was exactly as Rika-chan said. The point of this game was to think in a way so that you have the same answer as everybody else. For example, even if you heard the word dessert and immediately thought of strawberry sundae, if your answer doesn't match up with everybody else, you don't get any points. And that's why you have to hold off on that answer, and change to one that seems like one everybody else will choose. The key becomes not what you think yourself, but being able to predict what everybody else will answer. It's a very high-level intellectual game.
みー、さとこのために一回だけ練習をしてみましょうです。
オッケー。親は部長である私でいいよね。お題目を何か適当に。
Taking out her literature textbook, she began flipping to a random page.
じゃあ、一回だけ練習せんね。最初のお題目はかき氷。
Shaved ice.
かき氷って言ったら決まってるよね。
Among the standard flavors of shaved ice, there's strawberry, melon, and blue Hawaii. The most popular amongst those is obviously melon. I wouldn't know that.
みんな書いた？じゃあ一斉に公開するよ。一斉のせ。
いちごん時。
Ah. What? I'm the only one with melon.
お前ら、イチゴなんてスタンダードなつまんねえの選ぶだよな。おいレナ、かき氷でイチゴなんか頼むかよ。夏祭りで一番早く売り切れるのはメロンって決まってるんだぜ。
レナもメロン味は好きだよ。でもやっぱりイチゴ味だよね。よね。
ケイちゃん、確かに私も選ぶならメロンにするよ。だけどね、これは連想ゲームだよ。かき氷って言ったらまず人はイチゴでしょ。
I'm still not entirely convinced. But in any case, it's this type of game.
リカのは何で書いてありますの？それかき氷ですの？宇治金時です。たまらない美味しさなのですよ。
Yeah, 100%. Well, it might be delicious, sure, but it's not exactly run-of-the-mill. Still, that's a pretty refined choice.
さとこ、これで大体わかったかな？イチゴって書いた人は仲間が3人いるから3点獲得。この調子で点を競っていくわけ。
わかりましたわ。それよりミオンさん、今日の罰ゲームは何にしますですの？やっぱりあるんだね。
But of course.
何かな？
何にしようかね。ケイちゃん、何か提案ある？
罰ゲーム？そうだな。小学校の頃、罰ゲームってのがあったら、やっぱりあれだよな。そう、荷物持ちだ。
Excuse me?
つまり負けた人が全員の荷物を持たされて運ぶってやつでしょ。男子がよくやってるね。全身ランドセルだらけにして歩いてる小学生よく見るし。
でもどうするの？さとこちゃんとリカちゃんのお家は私たちとは逆方向だよ。
じゃあ1位の荷物をビリが家まで運んであげるでいいんじゃない？全員の荷物の宅配だと結構いい距離になっちゃうしね。
それくらいならいいかもね。なんだか今日の罰ゲームは簡単ですわね。
I mean, the game itself is also very simple.
この程度の罰ゲームではケイチさんにやらせても面白くありませんわ。
じゃあもうちょっとレベルアップしようかね。ただ荷物運びをするだけじゃなく、じゃーん、これを着て荷物運びをしてもらうというのはどうかな？
Uh-oh.
な、
Man, these damn sound effects.
なぜにメイド服？
かいいけど、そんなの嫌。で 圭一さんに着れるサイズがなければ。
そこは抜かりないよ。ケイちゃん用にちゃんと XL サイズも用意してあるもんね。
Of course you do.
さあケイちゃん、覚悟はいい？メイドコスさせて外を練り歩かせてあげるよ。カチューシャからそりゃもう何から何まで全部揃ってるんだからね。
Great.
絶対変だ。なんでそんなものがサイズごとに全部ロッカーに入ってるんだよ。
This is bad, Keiichi Maibara. Somehow it's become a situation where only my failure results in an overly cruel price to pay. What if I make a mistake and lose? I wouldn't be able to walk around in broad daylight anymore. Yeah? Oh, ma'am, about that Maibara boy. Did you hear about him? It seems like he has a penchant for cross-dressing. Oh my, really? That'd be so embarrassing, you know. Oh ho ho ho. Yeah, we would die.
それは辛すぎる。
That's just incredibly brutal. If we were to return this penalty to some semblance of normalcy, now is the only time. Yeah, everybody, I think we should refrain from this unwholesome penalty game. Why on the way back home from school? Do we have to be accompanied by a girl wearing a maid uniform and carrying our baggage? Having them say master, while dragging them around the village in such an embarrassing outfit? Wait, why am I panting? What is this? This feeling welling up inside me.
ねえ、やっぱり普通の荷物持ちにしようよ。ほら、圭一くんも固まっちゃってるし。
Yes. Burning with passion, I firmly place my hands on Rena's shoulders.
レナ、罰ゲームが何かが問題じゃない。
Uh-oh, Keiichi's horniness has
勝
kicked
て
in.
ばいいのさ。そうだろう、みんな。
I turned to everybody with an idiotic grin, my pearly whites flashing with a brilliant gleam.
お、ケイちゃん、分かってきたね。どんな罰ゲームでも恐れない。勝てばいいんだから。だよな、みんな。えい、えい。
From Mion to Rika, everybody energetically thrust their fists high up, or up high. Same shit. Only Rena seems somewhat undecided, standing there looking flustered. She's a little bit slow, isn't she? If she wins, even for Rena, it's quite a delectable opportunity.
おいおいレナ、これかなりのビッグチャンスだぜ。メイド服のリカちゃんはサトコをお持ち帰りできる史上最強のチャンスなんだぞ。
And there we go. Rena begins spouting a fountain of blood from her nose. The look in her eyes completely changed, and she's shifted into Kyu mode. I was waiting for this, Rena. That look in her eyes.
お持ち帰り。別に圭一くんでもみーちゃんでもいいんだよ。
よーし、全員覚悟は決まったね。じゃあメモの用意。
Alright. While everybody is getting their memo pads ready, we will save this and we will return for the next episode. That was fun. I kind of miss the slice of life that we're kind of going through here. It is kind of nostalgic, despite the fact that I only played this months ago, like a few months ago, and that's it. But it's nice to be back into this point. It feels like we're at home, you know? Nothing crazy is going on just yet, and nothing crazy has been brought up just yet. But soon the time will come. I just don't know when. Thank you all for watching this episode. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.